All right, so we have some big updates coming to Pocket, and we actually might have more on the horizon because we do have a Pokemon Presents this month, and I think it's very possible that we find out what our next set will be during the Presents. But I want to talk about trading right off the bat. Hi, everybody, Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw, let's get into it. The trade tokens will be replaced at the end of the month here when it switches over. I believe it's all happening right around the time of the new set. The new set will be dropping in the game on the 30th of July. That will be set A4, which I'll talk about here in a second. But let's talk about trading right now. So all of your trade tokens will go away, and what you will be able to do is actually convert them not only into the new currency that will be used for all trading, which is Shine Dust, the same currency that you use right now to flare cards. You will also be able to trade a portion of them for pack hourglasses, a max of 60 trade tokens. So make sure you have 60, which I'm sure you will. I think they're throwing 100 at you at some point this month anyway. If you have 60 trade tokens, you can trade them for 60 hourglasses, aka 5 free packs. Once you do that, I would probably hold those packs for the new set unless there is something that you absolutely have been chasing, right? Almost always, and people don't expect this, but it happens every single time. Almost always there's something in a new set that will be meta defining or at least very exciting that you will get to play with for a while. So every new set will add something pretty crazy. And this new set should be a major set, which is at least 2. We've only had one that's 3, which is Genetic Apex. This should be a 2 variation set, right? So like Spacetime Smackdown was before. This will not be a single pack set like Eevee Grove or Extra Dimensional Crisis. This will be a much bigger set, so you're going to want to save those hourglasses. This is a nice way just to get 5 packs for free. Again, I'd probably hold them for the brand new set. Let's talk about that really quick. The new set will be released on July 30th at the end of this month. We will also have the new ranked season coincide pretty close to that, right? Sometimes it takes a few days, but it's usually the set drops, then like a day and a half or so, the ranked season will change. This will be very interesting also because normally they would announce the new set 1 week before on the 23rd. However, we have a Pokemon Presents, a big Presents that I think is going to talk a lot about Legends, possibly some Champions, but definitely some Unite and stuff like that because we have Unite's anniversary as well. I think we have Pokemon Sleep's anniversary. Like there is a lot happening right now that they are going to talk about, and I would be shocked if we didn't see the new Pocket set trailer drop during that live. I'm almost sure that's what they're going to do with it. So be on the lookout for that. Of course, we'll be watching it live here on the channel, but be on the lookout for that because I highly anticipate that we are going to be seeing our new set in the Pokemon Presents. Again, A4 will release on July 30th. Usually these sets are 2-piece sets and there's a lot that you can dig for. I honestly have no idea where they are going to go with these sets. I do feel like I take a little pride in recognizing that I guessed we were going to have an Eevee set coming up. I had no clue we were going to Gen 7 for the last 2. I honestly was very shocked by that. But given that we've gone through Gen 1 and then we kind of had this like interesting detour. So we had like Gen 1 into our mini set. Then we had this detour with our Diamond and Platinum set, right? Then we have our Gen 7 set. Honestly, anything is fair game for Pocket right now. I would love to hear from you in the comments what you think the next set will be. We have nothing that is kind of hinting at it. All I will say is I personally believe, and this is just because I think it is the strongest for ripping people back into the game, I think our anniversary set that would be coming later this year will be either Gen 2, a 2-pack with Ho-Oh and Lugia on it. I think that's like, for me, that's a no-brainer, and I feel like that would be extremely popular. The other option is they want to get newer gamers into it because maybe they're like, look, we've already taken all these millennials. We've already taken all their money, all right? We need more Gen Z in this game. So if they're looking to do that, we could definitely see them move more towards Gen 8 or Gen 9 with our anniversary set. This next set, I don't know. We've had a little bit of Gen 9 so far. This might be a good opportunity to hit us with some Paldea. The interesting thing is, as we move further and further towards next year, they have plenty of opportunities to get it in there. Of course, like get Gen 9 in before we start talking about Gen 10. But if they were strategic, we would have a set releasing right around the time of Gen 10. So you'd kind of want to wring all of the excitement that you could get out of Gen 9 right now before we start talking about a new generation, new Pokemon. You also could see a set. I mean, they can really do whatever they want. We could have sets based on legends or things like that. In my opinion, the cross promotion with all of that stuff is so unbelievably powerful. But for whatever reason, Pokemon doesn't love to do that. So if I'm guessing what's coming the next set, I think we either head like Gen 8 or Gen 9. That's where I think we go with it. Of course, there are a lot of different things they could do. Again, I would love to hear from you in the comments what you think about that. As we move towards our next season of Ranked, we should be keeping our ranked streak bonuses through Ultra and into Master. And the new addition, I believe, that drops with this season, which is what they talked about, was the season for the A4 release. We will no longer have players drop out of the Master rank. I personally think that's great because once you hit Master in this game, I know a lot of people shut the game off. They don't want to go any further. You just got there. When you lose one, now you're like dropped back down. So I do think that's the right call. I think once you hit Master, you can start to pair players in Master. Of course, you have these super high elo players. Then you'll have players that are low elo and they're like playing decks that are fun and they wouldn't be necessarily paired together. But that should be something that's also taking place this season. Very cool. Shout out to PokemonZone.com. I love this site that is talking about the release for A4 as well as what is coming with this trade update. I personally think this trade update feels really good. I had some people in my chat not loving it, and I understand, but I think getting rid of the useless currency trade tokens, like it's just another. Every free-to-play game has like 8 million currencies. It's just so much easier to get rid of them. As long as the shine dust requirement isn't ludicrous, we probably have more shine dust than you know what to do with. Maybe free-to-play that's a little different, right? And I honestly think giving away 5 free packs is pretty nice. However, I do think from a pure marketing perspective, what I would do if I was Pocket is I would give 10 packs. And the reason I would give 10 packs to people is because I think you would want them to experience ripping 10 packs. Like, I feel like give your audience the opportunity to just experience, like give them the ability to rip 10 packs. It's so satisfying to do. Yes, sometimes you can brick on 10 packs, which we've done many a time on stream. But I do think giving your audience the opportunity to do that just feels really, really nice. Again, look towards the Pokemon Presents for what that next pack is going to be. I think dollars to donuts, which I'm not exactly sure how that expression works here, but dollars to donuts, that is where we are going to learn what our next set will be. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed it. I love you, and I'll see y'all next time. We did it. And yeehaw.